Hey guys, Bad Infos here, and these are my 10 favorite characters in all GTA games ever released. It does not matter which GTA game the person is from. If I like him, he'll be in this video, no matter how insignificant he is to the story. No protagonists are allowed because they'll get their own separate video, so let's see who I picked, and I would love to see who you chose as your favorite as well. So, without further ado, here are my 10 favorite characters in all GTA games. Number 10 goes to Ryder. Oh yes, if the video starts off with Ryder in the last spot, you know this list will be amazing. He only appears in San Andreas unfortunately, but without him the game would not be the same. I mean, yeah, the story would not have much of a difference, Ryder is not much of a major character as Smoke was, but the feel of the ghetto would be gone. He is the hunchback dude bro who smokes all the time and who loses his mind when his water is gone. He is a real homie, no matter how hungry he is for power. Ryder teaches you how to eat and how to get a haircut. Does anybody else bother to teach CJ the essential survival instincts and the importance of a healthy pizza diet? Hell no! Ryder will always be my homie and nobody else is changing that.
I'm too intelligent for this shit, man. I am the real deal, fool. Oh shit. A genius.
Number 9 goes to Roman Bellic, the infamous guy who we all know, the guy who is always there for you when you're free roaming and causing millions worth of damage on the street in the most heated of moments. Roman, your cousin, will always be there to ask you for bowling. Yeah, everyone knows him as the cousin, wanna go bowling guy. But for me, he is a friend. Roman is there when Nico is down on his luck. Roman is a bullshitter, I mean, he says it himself, but he's a helpful person. And surprisingly enough, a good husband and a true friend. The very paranoid Slav with bladder problems. Sure, he has some gambling and TT addictions, but he changes, come on, he grows up as you progress in GTA 4's story. From a paranoid wreck with TT and gambling problems, he turns into a paranoid wreck with less TT and gambling problems. Huge step forward, I know. Nah, but joking aside, Roman is the reason why GTA 4 story is so amazing and why I keep playing it years after release. He lightens the mood in this dark and gloomy game called GTA 4.
You want to know why I'm not living in a nice condo, banging for women? It's because of shit like this.
Number 8 goes to Big Smoke. Oh my dog, it's my big boy, my smoky boy, my favorite fat man in the series. Sorry if I hurt your feelings, Smoke, I know you're just big boned, but you shouldn't mind. That's your charm, you are a meme lord. You can find thousands of videos, gifs and posts about Smoke online, all funny in their own way. He's in the opening with the famous "Oh" greeting. He's in the best cutscene in San Andreas, his big order. He is at the end when he smokes and plays video games. Smoke is a success and he can't be touched. I mean, yeah, I can't touch you when you roll down a hill, Smoke. With all that velocity, nobody can. Smoke is simultaneously a villain, a businessman and kinda like a gangster too. The cool type of gangster, you know, a homie I guess, is the proper word. GTA San Andreas would feel very empty if Smoke was not here. I mean, of course it would be, since Smoke takes up half the space with his big bones.
Hey, it's all good. If Sweet think he can handle it, I'm down with him, man.
Alright.
Number 7 is Mike Torino. What can I say, guys, GTA San Andreas is my favorite game. Of course you'll see many of its characters here. So who is Mike? He is kinda weird, he says a lot of crap which you would not think to be true, but when you think about it for a bit, maybe it's not all bullshit. He makes a certain degree of sense. Mike is kinda like the truth Both seem to be mind readers, have great knowledge on the government, and both spill out facts at you, which are not that far-fetched. Mike, unlike the truth, at first seems very untrustworthy. I mean, half the game you work for him and you get nothing back. You infiltrate huge bases, steal military hardware, and almost cause another world war, and what happens? He just disappears for a while and pops up back again when he needs more help. Any sane person would hate him at first. Fortunately, he is not like that. Mike is one of the only trustworthy people in the entire franchise. And if I have the option to choose who I would live with for a month, Smoke or Mike, I would go for Mike because I trust him more. Well, the other reason being that I would die hungry because Smoke would raid my fridge 40 times a day, but Mike is more trustworthy.
People sharing, nobody buying stuff, that kind of bullshit.
Number 6 is Umberto Robina, a crazy old fool who hits on both young and old women, the guy who always gets shut down, but is always in a good mood, no matter how stupid he makes himself look. And trust me, he looks stupid the majority of the time he's on the screen. There is never a dull moment with Umberto. He laughs, he cries, he sometimes is serious too, so you'll see a wide range of emotions coming from his character. There is no change between Vice City and Vice City stories. In both games he gets shut down by women, people laugh at him, and he seems to not care about it. His stupid mustachio face is definitely a face for radio. A face which you don't want to see staring at you, because then you know you are in trouble. Knowing who works for him, Vic and Tommy, you should watch out what you say around Umberto. He may be very funny and likes to talk about his balls a lot, but when he's angry he can sick his goons on you.
I can't drive, man. I'm hysterical.
Number 5 goes to Dimitri Raskolov. You won't see many antagonists in this list, but Dimitri is something special. At first, he's the best and most helpful person you meet as Nico Bellic. You help him out, he helps you out, you exchange info, you bond a bit. But with one swift movement, he turns it around. Sorry, I can't make a character video and not include spoilers, especially for Dimitri, so you are warned, spoilers ahead. Dimitri's demise at the end of the game was the most satisfying death in the whole franchise and maybe one of the best ones in gaming in general. Everything you do as Nico all made sense at the end. I was really happy when I saw him moaning, barely able to speak. The little talk they had next to the Statue of Liberty will be a scene I will remember forever. The emotions I felt then even rivals the best movies I have ever seen. I treat GTA 4 as a movie honestly because I don't like its gameplay, but honestly some of the cutscenes Dimitri is in I would say are better than many of the best movies. No matter how much I hate Dimitri as a person, he truly is the most iconic character in the game, without whom GTA 4 would not be the same.
I didn't work this hard to share the spoils of a victory. Goodbye.
Number 4 goes to Woozi Mo. How do you do, Woozi? Long time no see. Oh, sorry about that. Woozi is a person who in real life would not be able to survive. I mean, he's completely blind, but drives cars on his own. He handles guns and also participates in major gunfights while robbing the biggest casino in town. Yeah. Woozi, a blind man who sees nothing. He must be a superhero. He talks about using his senses very well, but that is unreal. Aside from that, Woozi is a mob boss. Everyone looks up to him. They help him while golfing, they follow him on his new business ventures, and do a lot more. Do you know why? Because he is extremely trustworthy. I mean, take Sweet and CJ for example. Sweet is CJ's brother. They trust each other a lot, right? Sure, but I feel like if I was CJ I would trust Woozi more. A lot more. He just has this vibe. He is where he is at the top because he's trustworthy, and it's why he's so respected. Aside from that, his cutscenes are hilarious. He bumps into walls all the time, he falls over, and overall, him just being there makes the game so much better. Woozi is the best character in GTA San Andreas and nobody can take his spot.
You're bad luck for me, you know? When I play the other guys, I always win.
And now it's down to the final 3. Number 3 goes to Lamar Davis. Who is Lamar? Well, imagine making a soup, you pour the water and add some Ryder, some Carl Johnson, some sweet, some smoke and some Franklin in there. What do you get? You get a mixture of all these people who I absolutely adore. Sweet being the only one not to my taste, but Lamar is, I would say, 60% Ryder. You know Ryder is a real OG. The same for Lamar. Ryder teaches CJ the basics of San Andreas. Lamar teaches the basics to Franklin in the San Andreas state, but in GTA 5. The similarities are huge. The difference is that Lamar is a lot funnier. His presence alone makes me laugh. Even when in the background I always have a grin on my face. When I look at him, Lamar alone makes GTA 5 stand out from the rest, and he is the reason why it's one of my favorites. It's a shame we don't see him often, and that's why I treasure the few moments he makes an appearance. It's funny how I like an NPC more than the main protagonist, but I think he deserves all the praise he gets. Lamar, you're awesome and a true gangsta.
Thank you for helping out a post-street nigga like me, sir. You can go now, sir. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Number 2 goes to Raina Wasselmeyer. So, let me get this straight. Raina used to be a woman, you know, a woman with boobs and a vagina. She has surgery and is now a man. They grew her a penis basically. After that, as VCS's story progresses, he has surgery again and is a woman and they cut off his penis. How does that even work? Is this legal? Cause if you can change on the fly, I would be willing to be a woman for a week. That would be fun. In all seriousness though, Raina is something else. I love funny characters and you would never be bored around him or her. Actually, what the hell is it? Nobody knows for real, but this adds to the mystery and it's why it's so interesting. This creature's life has been an eventful one. Raina slept with the major players in town, luckily not with Vic, but with people like Barry, possibly Diaz too, or even the only dinosaur in the game, Vic's mother. You never know with Raina. Many people have mentioned that her humor is a bit forced and that they can't stand her, but I completely disagree. She is the funniest thing that happened to VCS, and luckily she also got a small cameo in LCS on the radio. I can't get enough of Raina.
Darling, I want cocaine. Mommy wants some snort and she wants it now. You must be the cocaine man.
And finally we have arrived at the number 1 spot. The best character in the entire GTA franchise. 15 games, over 1,000 people to pick from. Here is the best character of them all. Yep, Youssef Amir, you all know this was coming, and some of you were probably concerned when you did not see him in the video yet. Well, chill out. Take a deep breath. You know a list is never complete when Youssef is not in it. So what can I say about him that hasn't been said already? You know Youssef, he is the pinnacle of humor. He is basically me when growing up. Well, minus the millions of dollars, but I acted like a gangster just like him. Both of us are the complete opposite of gangsters, believe me. He does it right though, he has millions and hires people who give him the most useless stuff. Youssef wants train, Youssef gets train. Youssef wants a helicopter, Youssef gets a helicopter. This is a dream for many of you. You all, myself included, want everything we desire to be delivered to us with a snap of a finger. Well, that's who Youssef is, and his humor is beyond amazing. Great job GTA devs, you made a masterpiece. And congratulations Omar Jalili for the incredible voice work.
I told him many times, father, this is a disrespectful way to dress.
Do they listen to me? No, never.
And that's it guys for the best characters in the entire GTA franchise. If you don't agree, let me know which ones you like the most. Subscribe to my channel for more top lists for best characters, cutscenes and whatnot. Thank you so much for watching, and a very special thank you to my lovely Patreon supporters: Vladas, Subsmile, Alex Chavez, Max Robinson and everyone else listed on the screen. Thank you so much for your support.